Hey everyone, Sawmill, it's Charlie. Well, welcome to another Friday Night Bee Chat. And there's Todd and Mike and Jonathan and Mike. And there's Dinah. Hey Keith, Randy. Hey Mark Miller. I got some questions for you. Hey Clay. Now, they have changed. Let's see what this is. Oh, there we go. They changed my icons on me on this new stuff here. I'm supposed to know all this, I guess. Hey, there's Bob Walker. I can't believe it. Where have you been at? I know you texted me here recently. Great to see you. So anyway, hopefully everybody is doing okay. I'm going to have my cheese sandwich here. But it's been quite hot up in Maryland here. I've been extracting. You're sick this week. Sick of work? Is that what it was? No, I did see something in I think it was Facebook or something I seen where you had posted. I hope things are doing all right. We'll get in contact. Bad sinus infection. Okay. That's not fun. Hey, Rick Honeybees. And hey, Randy. But what's wrong with my camera here? But anyway, been extracting honey. The big hives behind me are no longer. Everybody's back into 3 mediums for the winter configuration. And I did graft here last Thursday, I guess it was. And I grafted 30 cells. They capped on Tuesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday. They capped. And so I had grafted 30. I got actually 20. I was surprised. The cell builder, the nurse bees are old. It is going to be my last graft for the season. And I got 28 out of 30 cells capped. Now there's a few cells there I'm a little bit leery about. You can look through the cup. There's not a lot of jelly in there. And I think they just capped the cell off and not have really any larvae inside the cell. I'm sure Mark Miller can tell me about that. See whether I'm sure he experienced stuff like that. And then, so they're in the incubator. Sunday, leave them there till Sunday. Sunday, I've got them in easy peasy queen cages right now. Hey, Joseph. And hey, Jeanette, Jack and Danette. Good to see y'all. Hey, Ben. So they're going to go back into the cell builder Sunday afternoon. And here comes the man himself. Where have you been?
Man, I've been laid up. Been laid up this week. So what you been up to?
I've been beekeeping, and we've been all that hayfield up on the ridge up there behind me. We finished it. We worked straight through the weekend this past weekend. So Sunday I was baling hay, round baling. The darn round baler messed up on me, and it was hot and humid and just miserable. And I had to climb up on that machine and take a razor knife and cut the hay that was wrapping around some different pulleys and stuff. Time I got that done, it was about an hour, I guess. I don't know. It felt like an hour. Hey, Nancy.
Yeah,
And hey, Phil.
I'll tell you what, the heat is just brutal.
When I come down off of there, I got on the forklift happened to be standing there because I just didn't feel like walking, and I ran to the house on the forklift, got inside, and I had a window air conditioner in the front room. I sat in the chair there for 20 minutes trying to, I was kind of breathing heavy and all that stuff and drinking some water and things of that nature. And 20 minutes or so went by. Then I felt normal again. So then I went up on that was about 25 acres of hay we cut. And my son, he had sold the majority of it to the other farmer that he works with. And they came with their big 4-foot by 3-foot square baler. And he baled pretty much 3/4 of it.
Right.
And he built.
Hey,
and he hauled 2 tractor and trailer loads of those great big square bales out of there. I round baled 29 round bales. And the 30th when it started wrapping it again on them shafts, I'm like, all right, I'm done. And and he finished up and it all worked out fine. And then this, let's see. Then Monday we pulled honey. I had Scott, the guy that I help, and he helps me physically. And Monday we pulled honey supers. Tuesday I extracted. Went out there Wednesday, and I took the queen cells that I had grafted were capped. They were actually, I did it on a Wednesday because it didn't get out there. It was a storm on Tuesday. And,
right.
But they were fine. They didn't have any webbing in between them. They were perfect. I think because of, the time of the year, they're not producing a tremendous amount of wax. And so I put them in the incubator in the easy peasy queen cages. And I forgot that I had nukes, and my nukes, I don't know. Everybody says they don't get no honey out. I said, well, they get out. I get honey out of my nukes. So I got 15 of the nicest looking frames you ever did see. Now they weren't, but they were all capped over nicely. And so I got all off of them and brought them in the house and extracted that night.
I still haven't pulled all the honey off my colonies. I get out there like I was going to do it the other day, and there's a swarm. So, dealt with the swarm.
I seen that. Well, I was on that live. Yeah.
It's it's kind of interesting because that big swarm box that I had on top of the ladder, they kind of half stayed and half flew back to the tree. Yeah. And then the next day I took that swarm box down and I put a pro nuke up there and put a couple of more frames in there. I just loaded it up with a brood frame and a couple of ones that I had extracted some honey out of, right, to be cleaned up, and put those in there and sprayed the box down, and they flew right back to the pro nuke and moved in. And I was like, yeah, okay.
They stayed.
Yeah, they stayed. Last night I moved them off the ladder onto a spot because we were expecting storms and I didn't want it to blow over and then kill them all, So I went ahead and moved them. But the other day, I pulled, I don't know, probably 2.5 deeps and 2 mediums worth of honey off the box, and that 100-degree heat, man, in the suit. And being sick, I was like, I'm out of here. And went back inside. But hey, there is a good trick. And I call it the modified Bruce Jenny technique for pulling honey, because there was one video Bruce put out, I think it was last year, about when he's in an out yard and the bees are going crazy on him and he's getting ready to leave. He just opens up the windows on his vehicle and he drives down the road and the bees fly out and fly back home. So, I shake the bees off and everything, but there's always bees, it seems like, still in the supers, even when you've done everything you can, right?
This year, hey, Dave and Mike. And
I
then
just
this
throw them in
year,
the back of the truck and I drive down the road a mile or so, a couple miles, and turn around and come back and then pull right up to where I'm going to unload them. And very few bees are left at that point. They've all flown back and you're good to go.
this year, last year we had a flow in July and I was pulling honey. No problem. Blow the bees out. They all stayed out, put them on a truck. Very few bees getting into the house. I could take a queen clipping, grab them, on the wall, on the back porch. This year, man, you just fought them, blowing them out, using fume boards, stacking them on the pickup truck. They're all over on the outside because it's sticky. And I must have had, I don't know, 20, 30,000 bees inside the back porch going up the windows. It got to the point where I said, I just couldn't handle it anymore. I got my vacuum cleaner out and started vacuuming them.
And then the other thing I do is, I mean, obviously I don't pull a bunch of honey at a time, right? Because I can only do so much at a time. But then I'll leave them in my honey house in the dark until night, right? So they all will go to the glass doors. I just crack them at night and let them kind of walk out, and it's dark in there until I come back after dark and turn the lights on to do my extraction. It's a couple things, it's cooler in there a little bit at night, so just makes it easier on me. I still end up drenched in sweat, but but overall, I mean, this year for me has been pretty, I have to call it, I mean, I'll call it a win, because am I getting as much honey as last year? No. But per colony, I think I'm getting more honey than I did last year. So, my actual yield per colony is going up.
But I mean, let's face it, you started out with almost zero.
Yeah, it was like 12 or 13, right? And at 26. And I didn't pull honey off of all of them. And even now, what I've been doing is kind of piecemealing it together, right? So if I've got a full super that's got honey in it, I'll take that off. And if I've got some in the bottom that don't have honey on it, or they haven't drawn it all the way out, I'll pull the partially empty ones off of the ends and then put loaded honey in there, like they would, if they had filled it all the way out. And I'll just make it back like a proper 2 frames on the outside, and then fill up my boxes as I go. And that way they have some. But I saw a report yesterday that it appears the spotted lanternfly has been found in South Carolina now. So
yeah, welcome.
So we might get some poop honey down here too, Charlie.
Yeah.
Don't know what it's going to be, but
that's that good holistic honey medicine,
right?
What's happening with you, Bill?
Oh, working like a madman.
I know. All this week we've been doing the same thing, either in the hay field or in the honey extraction business and all that stuff.
Finally finished extracting all the honey Tuesday, and got some of it weighed out, not all of it, and getting ready to start treating bees.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. It's been on the hot side right now.
Yep. I'm going to treat the week of the 20th, I think. That way it's a little cooler.
I'll say kind of hot/humid or whatever.
Yeah.
I got a question here for Tom and Melissa. What's those abbreviations that you've been using?
GTSY, good to see you.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yep.
So yeah, I finished up I guess it was Wednesday for myself. So I capped out at 842 pounds, which not too bad for the year for me.
No, not bad at all.
Well, your goal is like 1,000, right?
Last year I got 1,10 pounds, I think it was. So between all this rain and the fact that it was cold as ice in April, and it was pretty much darn cold, I think in May, wasn't it, Bill?
Yeah.
May was cold. April was cold.
Yep.
I'm glad of what I got. I'll put it to you that way.
Right. That's kind
Yeah,
of
they-
where I'm at too. Happy with what I got.
I'm
Under
happy with what I got. I'm about, compared to last year, I'm about 160 pounds shy, but I was, I was, I thought maybe I would only make 500 pounds this year. I really did. When I hit 800, I'm like, yay.
I'm
Yeah.
at like 600 right now, but that's 600. But I still have all the mean colonies that are like tall as I am out there to pull them off of. But I will say,
Yeah, but you got 600 last year, didn't you?
no, I got 1,250 pounds last year.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, but I had like 75 colonies at different stages, right? Not full blown colonies. They could be anywhere from 5-frame nukes to mating nukes and that type of thing. When I count 75 colonies that had a queen, right? That's what I said. That's a colony, but yeah. So it's been different this year. So yeah, I'm happy with what I've got. I still probably have a few 100 pounds out there, I would imagine, on those colonies. And believe it or not, I don't know what it is, if it's the temperature or what, but the bees have not been as feisty right now, for whatever reason.
Mine been kind of, yeah, they're a little bit on the feisty side, you know.
So
And I don't like tonight. I had my friend TJ came over from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and we spent. He brought over 4 supers. He got 105, about 2 bucketfuls, 105 pounds. It was more than that, but I calculated about 3 pounds per bucket or weight
mhm.
of the bucket and lid. And we got, there's a table in that room, and I put that paper down to keep it clean, and he had some honey spilt on there and all that. I'm like, I said, I'm just going to drag that outside to the back to the ground, and shoot, 10 minutes later, here's a pile of bees there just sucking it down.
Well,
And about a half hour later, you go out there, and they're pretty much all gone, and they've got the paper all cleaned up nice.
I guess the North Carolina Beekeeper Association meeting or convention is this weekend.
Yeah, it's now. Yesterday and today and tomorrow, I think it is.
And then next weekend is South Carolina. So I'll be there on Saturday.
Ricky Rourke, I think, is going down there today or something like that. And
I don't think it's that far from Ricky's place. I don't know. It's in Table Rock, right?
Table Rock, which I looked it up. It's south of Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
I've been down to, there was a dance hall down there just south of Nashville. It's before you get to Table Rock.
How far are you from New York, Charlie?
City?
Well, yeah, everybody thinks the city, but I think, we'll say the city. How far are you from the city?
I think it's 3 or 4 hours.
There's a big coming event for one of our fellow beekeepers up there on September 13th. And I don't know if they're here or not, but Steve, Daisy's honey, it's his 75th birthday. So his daughter has messaged me to ask any of his beekeeping friends that want to come up for the September 13th, 75th birthday. I guess they could get in touch with me, and then I can get them the information.
Where does he live at in New York? I think it's pretty it's upstate New York, isn't it?
No, I think he was a NYC police officer, so I think he's just north of the city, out in the country a little bit. Let's see if I can figure it out from the Googler here.
Is he in New Rochelle?
If I told you yes, I'd be lying, Bill, because I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Let me see. I can find him on Facebook here and see if it says where he's at. New Windsor, New York.
Okay.
Let's see if it tells me where that's at. I got directions from here. I know it's like 15 hours probably. The
Hey, Clueless.
slow.
Long time no see.
For me, that's about 12-hour drive for me.
What's 12 hours to get to me?
Nah, 9 hours to get to Charlie. Probably 5 hours, just 5.5 hours to get to Bill. But yeah, he's north of New York City. It's like 800 miles for me.
Hmm.
If I flew, it's only 3 hours and 40 minutes. But you know, we only hit 75 once.
Yeah. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. I haven't heard from you for a long time either.
But yeah, thought I'd bring that up over here. I know he'd be, if I went live, he'd be over on my channel. I don't know that he's over here tonight, but
I haven't seen Steve occasionally.
he does a lot of traveling. I mean, a lot. When I say a lot, I mean not like maybe you or I, where I go to North Carolina for the weekend or something like that. I mean, he goes on cruises to like the Bahamas and stuff like that.
Does a lot of that stuff.
He's living his life, which is a good thing. But yeah, 11 hours and 16 minutes if I took 95. If you take 77 to I-81, it's almost 12 hours.
What's it? What town is it in?
New Windsor.
New Windsor.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's like 4 hours and 45 minutes, 5 hours for me from here.
And I thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, my bees have actually, the honey is a little bit darker this year than it's been in the past for me. A little bit darker this year.
Yeah, a lot of people's honey is darker this year than it was last year.
The stuff I was pulling at first was definitely a little bit lighter than it is the stuff that I just pulled out. So that could be a lot of things, though, right? It could be the amount of time that I've left it sit in the hive.
Yep.
At that temperature, right?
Yeah.
at the 100-degree pluses, out there. So
It cooked it a little bit.
it doesn't taste that much different, though.
No, it tastes pretty. The honey this year tastes really good, but yeah, it's a lot darker.
So I actually pulled a few frames that I can cut some comb with. So we'll see how that turns out. I always have a few people that ask for it, not a ton, but I've always told them no. But this time I might be able to say, yeah, I got some. Give me a minute to cut it up for you. And
They can.
I really want to get some, either some of that simple combs. Is it simple comb? What's the little plastic things? That's simple comb?
Yeah.
Thought about getting some of those or something. What's up, Mark Miller?
Hey, Bob, how you doing, buddy?
I'm living, bro. I'd like to say I was living great, but I'm not living great. I'm just living.
Yeah, that's all we can do anyway.
Better than the alternative, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hey, Charlie, I heard my name thrown out there. You got a question?
Yeah, you were talking about when you're introducing a virgin queen, you're usually about a week. She's about a week old, right? When you put her in a mating box or a queenless hive.
Yeah, I'll go a week.
And you go about a week, and then you put attendants with her. And do you candy release her into that hive?
Yeah, I don't put attendants in the cage with her.
Okay, but I found that as she gets older, she develops a little bit more queen pheromone. Have you where the bees kind of get a little more attention to her?
Right.
I mean, what I've learned here lately is like if you release them direct,
Could do that early on. early, when they're young, that's fine.
But as they get older, or does the percentage of acceptance and getting mated better when you candy release them into that new hive?
I think so.
Her pheromones probably stronger the little bit older she gets too, right? As compared to when you first put her in, doesn't have that strong a pheromone. So
Yeah,
got her in
if
a
you
cage.
candy releasing her, they're feeding her and getting to know her. Whereas if you just throw her in there, they don't even know her. So they've got to feed her and take care of her till they eat that candy. They're not eating the candy to release her. They're just eating the candy because it's candy.
I don't know. I had some where I put the cage in and I popped the plastic cork and let her walk on out. I close them up real quick. And then I've had some where I've just, okay, she's a week old. Like you said, they get a week old, they're ready to fly up into the sky.
Yeah,
Big
you can put them in there that morning and they'll mate that day. You can come back the next day and have eggs.
Wow, I must have birds eating everybody around me.
I got dragonflies that swoop.
Yep.
I got
and lizards.
I
And
got
frogs
barn swallows
and everything else.
So I don't know. It looked like to me when I candy released her and she was a week old, she had a much better success rate. Maybe it just happened. So I was just wondering whether that is a better way of doing it and stuff.
Right. For a quick release like that, like a week old virgin, if you want a quick releaser, get you a stale marshmallow. Make sure they're stale.
Yep.
And put that in there. Not a fresh one, a stale one. The little minis work perfect. And just leave them out, let them get stale. Stick that in there. She'll be out in 3 hours.
Okay.
Works real good. You can put them in there that morning, and if it's a pretty day, they'll get bred that day. And
I had a lot of rainy days here.
Yeah, I did too. Every day.
Yeah, every day.
So mine was, it looked nice, and I laid down and woke up to thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So you got that, to deal with also and all. So, but I don't know. I was just trying to figure out, like you say, I've had some nukes that my mating boxes did get mated. Some of them didn't. Some of the things I noticed is that I need to, in order to set it up properly, pick out a nice frame of cat brood with bees and put them in them mating boxes so they hatch out and they stick to that hive because that's their hive as far as they know.
Right.
And for down the road when it comes to mating. And some of my mating boxes, they flew the coop, because they just didn't stay there. and that kind of thing. And I just kind of tweaking it when it comes to queen rearing, trying to get a better understanding. Things that I've learned this year. I went to Bill's. He showed me how to set up a cell builder. That definitely was a huge key. Step one is that's it right there. And then grafting was fine. And then, maintaining and then also banking them queens, also letting the queens hatch out in the boxes, in those cages, so they get fed right away. All those positive things I've learned, this season, short season. And now I was trying to get my mating acceptance percentage up, not so much for this year, or hopefully for next year and all that.
When you know you've mastered it is when you do it every year and it always works perfect. That's when you know you've mastered it, right? And I don't think none of us going to do that.
I was getting ready to say, Mark, as long as I've been doing it, I haven't mastered it yet.
Me either. but I always learn something every year. I learn something. So
Well, for me, it's you're going from zero to something, and
Yeah.
you're honing your skills as far as the different steps of queen rearing and stuff like that.
yep,
And
it's
I
a
did-
lot of work
yeah, well,
keeping up
I
with
mean,
everything.
yeah, I just have been honing the skills, and like with the banking part of it, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to rush out there and make a mating nuke up right away. I can leave her in the bank, let the bees feed her, and then it gives me a little more time, flexibility to get mating boxes made up and things like that. So it's I've learned a lot this year.
Yeah. Well, I got a question. Somebody smarter than I am.
You're asking this group?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta get a drink.
Well, thank you.
I don't know if you can see this or not. Anyway, I'm trying to screw this extractor into the concrete. I hadn't extracted anything yet. So
I need to do more.
I bought a concrete bit,
Yeah.
but it's too big. It's 3/8. It won't go through the hole in my leg of my extractor, and I can't find a metal drill that big. And I also, instead of getting an anchor, I bought these screws. Can you see the threads on them screws?
Yep.
How big they are?
Yep.
So I'll be able to just unscrew it and then put a plug in the hole instead of having an anchor where I got the bolt sticking out all the time. Will these work? Do I need to drill? This is a 3/8 screw with a 3/8 bit. Would that be right?
Is the body of the bolt, not including the threads, but the body of the bolt as same size as the drill bit or smaller?
The threads seem to be a little bit bigger than the drill bit,
You should be able to do that.
but I'm gonna have to go back and get a size smaller. This is too much. It's too big.
Need to do that with mine.
You got an
They don't-
impact to put it in with?
I got a hammer drill, electric,
Yeah.
an old hammer drill.
Yep.
These
That'll
right
work.
here, they don't give these away.
Yeah, no, they don't.
I bet.
So anyway, that's what I'm doing.
With concrete, that's one of those things that only gives you one shot, too.
Yep.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if you're
that's why I
off
wanna
just
make
the
sure I
least
got
little
it
bit
right.
on a hole, you're screwed.
Well, I do know Dwayne told me this because he's done a bunch of them. You don't mark all 3 of your holes and then drill them. You drill one hole and then you pull tension out on your legs. You pull your legs out and give it tension and then mark it. And then drill that one, put your screw in it. Pull your leg out on the other one, drill that one, put your screw in it. If you don't put tension on it, it's still going to wobble.
Yep.
So I did learn that much.
Well, you can
Now,
always buy the spring feet and put on your extractor.
I
And
don't need that.
Mark misbehaving, he did it, and he says they're awesome. My question with that is, Tom, it has to be different size feet for different size extractors, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just going to try screwing it in the concrete.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, Philip.
You're not going to be able to take that bolt in and out of concrete more than once. It's going to, the concrete screw of any type, threads deform a little bit. That's what makes them hold. So, what you're going to do is put a female, make a bigger hole, and then toss the female threaded piece in there. That's the only way you're going to be able to make them where you can take them out. Yeah.
I could make you out, Philip. I know you said that it probably wouldn't unscrew,
Well, if you unscrew it, it's going to strip out. And
The
I think just
concrete
the
will.
wobbling of the concrete
Yeah.
and the type of screws that are designed to stick inside brick or concrete or anything, they make those with a thread that deforms a little bit to grab that concrete. So it's like a one-time deal. It's not something you can remove and put back.
Why didn't somebody tell me that?
I don't
All
know.
right. So I
You
thought
can-
about doing the insert, Philip.
Yes,
But
it's
all I could find at Lowe's was the little bitty Phillips head screws. I couldn't find nothing big enough with an insert.
Yeah.
I guess I could probably get some kind of bolt, maybe put like some weed eater string or something in there.
Yeah, and you can use an expansion bolt, but it's always sticking up there. It's always going to be in your way.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Mark, Uncle 60 says here, use a Hilton anchor cement and set the bolt in place, and then use a nut and then it's removable.
Yeah, but the
That'll-
bolt's sticking up.
The bolt always be sticking up. Then you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you could and get some 4x4s, Mark. Build you a pallet that's about 2 foot wider than the extractor all the way around it, and set some 2x8s across it, and anchor the extractor to the 2x8s, and that way it won't walk. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, I was going to say I screw my extractor down to a pallet, and I like the way the pallet flexes a little bit because I think it puts less stress on the welds of the extractor. I
Yeah.
think if you bolt it down too firm, it puts all the stress in the welds where it's attaching to the extractor, and you could have a problem. Now, you might have a better extractor that has a bolt-on legs instead of welds.
Now Matt's got some here. 3/8 lag shield and a lag screw into it. You can remove it afterwards. I'm not sure what that is.
A shield would be the insert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the insert would be the way to go. I would epoxy set an insert.
Yep. But
So what's
Tom,
the next size down under 3/8? Because 3/8 is too big. Would that be a half?
No, that's a
no,
quarter.
it's a quarter.
Quarter?
Yep.
Okay.
Tom's idea is the best one I've seen so far. Use a lead anchor, which stays in you epoxy that into the concrete, and then run the bolt down in the anchor. And then when you're done, you just screw the bolt out,
Yeah.
and then get you a bolt and a washer and just screw back down in the hole, and it's always there. And it doesn't stick way up. You can take that head of that bolt with the washer, if it's shorter, and screw it down in that lead anchor, and it keeps the hole clean.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
Yeah.
What do you got?
There you
Still
go.
always there.
You always got the perfect picture right there.
That's the AJs.
Yep.
What is that?
You can find
That's
them
a
on
lead
Amazon.
anchor.
Amazon. Just type in AJ anchor.
Yep.
What's that do?
That's a quarter 20. You just drive that down in the hole and you just put a bolt down in it.
Yep. You drill the hole, drive that down in it, or drill the hole, put a little epoxy in the bottom, and drive that down in it, and it'll stay there forever.
And what's it called, Joey?
You just type in AJ anchor on Amazon and you'll find it and you'll know what you're looking for. That's a quarter 20 there.
Quarter 20.
AJ anchor, right, Joey?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And what the picture you showed, Joey, you just drill a hole, then you take that whole thing and you hammer it down.
Yeah. You had to this is the actual top. You see the part we're looking at where you can see the threads?
Yeah.
The way that one up, that's the top. You slide that anchor down in your hole. That's probably going to be either somewhere around a 3/8 or 5/16 hole you'll have to drill for that
Yep.
quarter-inch anchor. and you just drive it in flat.
And then
I like that idea.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
that idea too.
Yeah, that'd probably work.
And then all you got to do to keep it clean, you just put a bolt in there and it stays clean.
Yep.
All right, you can make me little again. Ooh, thank you. But you, like say, you'd have to buy you a bit that'll fit that anchor.
Right.
You already got a 3/8 bit.
I got a 3/8.
So what you need to do is just find the right size anchor that'll match your bit, and you'll be
Right.
good to go.
Yeah.
They actually make a set. It's like you can just doing a couple. If you be real careful, you can just hammer it down in there. But they actually make a set. It's about 4 inches long, almost like a nail set, but it'll have a stem that'll stick down in that anchor, and then you hammer it down. That way, it's not flattening over the threads or anything, or covering your hole up with that lead. We used to use them all the time.
Yeah, I knew I'd learn something tonight.
But what I would do, if you wanted to just take it up and not have a bolt sticking up, find you a 3/8 bolt when you're not using it as anchors, and put back down in there, kind of a flat-headed bolt,
Yeah, I'm sure.
and screw back down in it where dust and dirt and grit and all will get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or you
that
just blow it
sleeve
back out with an air gun next time you use it.
that sleeve, do you reckon you can drive it flush with the concrete? Because the extractor, if it's sticking up a little bit, the extractor is going to set on that little bit. See?
Well, you can drive the anchor flush. That's the
Right.
objective. Drive it flush, and
Okay.
just get the bolt that's long enough to go down in there, and where it won't bottom out before it gets to the top of the foot of the extractor.
Gotcha.
Joey, what's the name of that anchor?
We always call them AJ. Somebody said the name of it here earlier. Who was
They are
that?
made
Right on
by
here, big Charlie.
they're made by NC Morin. NCMORIN.
Have you got a video of that, Bill?
I've got
Or
the I've got the Amazon site up.
Go ahead and share it, and I'll put it up. Bill's driving in the rain. I didn't think it rained in Texas.
I didn't either.
Well, they did have a flood.
All right, there you go, Charlie. For 6 of them, it's $6.49. And those are the 1/4 anchors.
Yeah, that's your most common one.
Yep.
Okay. I guess
you might
I
even see the handset, the little driver, the handset. You might even see it when you search that. You may even
Right
find
there.
that anchor. There it is, right in the middle. Yep.
Yep.
It's $15 for 3 holes. I wouldn't worry about it. I'd just be careful the way I anchored it.
Yeah.
What's that do? Go in that hole and then you punch down on it?
Yeah, you drive it
Yeah.
down.
It sets it. And you can even get the 1/4 by 1 inch hurricane bolts as well, Mark, right there.
What's that
Yeah.
do? Go in the hole.
They're-
It
got a
Yep.
flat head on it.
Yeah, good,
Yep.
good flat head on it. You'll be done.
Yep.
Yep. I may have to extract tomorrow like it is.
Now, see that anchor being with lead, if you happen to mess it up somehow, you could actually drill and beat that thing back out and start over.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Lowe's ain't got nothing like that, do they?
I don't know.
Hang on, let
They
me
might.
look. Let me look.
What is it?
I want to see if Lowe's has got anything like that.
I'm looking right now, Mark.
Cause I need it pretty quick. I pulled 20 supers today, and I like about 50 more.
Man,
That's too much. I'm about.
No, I'm
got
not
about
saying they all
2/3 of
full.
mine full.
They may not all be full. I don't know yet.
yeah, a lot of mine weren't totally full.
These here are looking pretty good though. The ones I pulled.
There's a 3/8 by 2.5. There's a 5/16 by 1 3/4. The smallest one I see for Lowe's, Mark, is a 3/8.
That's the smallest one.
That's the smallest one I see. It's a 3/8 by 2. Now they do have a quarter by 2, but it's a nail.
Gotcha.
And this requires a 3/8 lag bolt.
Gotcha.
And it's 10 of them to a pack for $9.98 at Lowe's.
Thank you, Donna.
They're made by
That'll-
Cobra.
I can do 3/8, but I got to drill my hole out on my extractor to do that, and I really don't want to go through all that.
I think your best bet is the anchors off of Amazon, because you could have them by Monday if you order them today.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Anyway, joys of beekeeping, right?
Yep, the joys of beekeeping.
Yep. Most of them are like this. You see that?
Yeah, it's a nice looking frame.
They're not real fat. They're just fat enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what we
Yeah,
were
at the
talking
top.
about a couple years ago, or a couple of days ago, is that I put 9 frames in, and yeah, they're a little bit wider than the narrow part of the frame, but they're not super wide.
Right. I like them just fat enough to cut.
Now, Hansberry honeybees, where's Josh at? Where
Well, I'm
you
gonna
at,
get off
Josh?
here, y'all, and go order this.
Hey,
I
Brian.
need this.
Yep.
So I'll
All
talk
right.
to y'all
Good luck,
later.
Mark.
Thanks
Good
for
luck.
the
sir.
info. Thanks for
Let
the
us
info,
know how it
Mark.
works out.
Cool. All right, we got that problem solved.
How's old Gator do it on Facebook next?
What's that, Joey?
Gator on Facebook, he's always giving little hints how to do construction, and whatever's in his hand when he gets done, he'll toss it behind him and say, next. It don't
But-
matter if it's a wrench, a shovel, a rule, a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
The thing that puzzled me about Mark's problem is he's worried about drilling through the metal. That's a lot easier drilling through that metal than it is into that concrete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was going to tell him too. He don't have to really mark the hole. Just put the back leg where he wants it, drill it, anchor it, and then drill through the hole to get there.
I really like putting mine up on a pallet because I can put it I can run it into a 5-gallon bucket through my strainer, and when it's time to tip it to drain it out, I don't have the Hillcoat brand. I can tilt up the back leg, and it's still the nozzle won't hit the bucket strainer at all because it's up 3.5, 4 inches already.
Yeah,
I screw-
that's what I do. I put it on a pallet because, like you say, you can get a bucket underneath of it.
Yeah, you can screw it down to that pallet, and it stays pretty steady. And I like the way the pallet flexes a little bit because I think it takes stress off the legs.
Oh,
Yeah, I have pretty good luck with mine sitting on that 4x4 pallet. So
Now, my pallet, I'd used it for something else, so I had to build me one real quick, and the plywood I put on it was too flexible. So my son went and got some concrete blocks and threw it underneath the extractor, and it stabilized it pretty good.
Mine does pretty good not being anchored down as long as I have all of the same size frames. If I don't mix any deeps and mediums, it does great. But as soon as I mix them, can never get it balanced right.
Where I got mine sitting in my honey house, I just drilled right in the floor. Got 3 screws and zipped her down.
You got a wood floor there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Michael from 21st Bees, he killed his extractor this past weekend.
yep.
What kind of
Motors.
extractor did he have?
I don't know. He had a motor seized up, and the heavy basket wanted to keep spinning, so it blew the coupling right out.
But you know, I got mine anchored, but I try to always, when I've got a certain amount of frames already uncapped, I try to grab the heaviest one. I usually know about where they're at. And I'll put it, I got a starter spot, and I'll put it there. So my extractor, it'll hold 9. So it's got 3 of those crossbars in there.
Mhm.
I'll put the heaviest one, go to the next one, the heaviest.
Around the crossbars.
Yep, trying to,
That's
Keep it
exactly
even.
what I do, Joey.
and
Yeah.
then I put the next and just keep going till I've got them all done.
Yeah.
A lot of times I won't get to maybe 200 and then it started getting just a little bit of that wobble. And I just let it, I don't get in a hurry. I just sit there a minute. And then when I get a couple more frames uncapped, I'll reach up there and turn it up a little more. You'll finally get it up to top speed without shaking everything to death.
Yeah, hey Mike, a Minnesota Mike. Yeah, I do the same thing. I got an 18 frame extractor. I got the 3 spokes. I put the heaviest ones, if they're running heavy, 2 on each, one on each side of that spoke on all 3 spokes. If I find me a light one, a real light one, in between the spokes, there's a bar that kind of holds that ring around the top. And I use that. I start right there at those bars. That's where all the light ones go, in between the spokes. It's about halfway between the spokes.
Yeah.
And then I just keep, like you say, if they're heavy, you just kind of keep filling out evenly on both sides of the spokes until everything's filled up. And all the spinning I've been doing this year, pretty much all of them were, I could spin up. You know, I don't go completely as fast as it can go, but it's fast enough. And it did quite well.
It'll unload till they get
Hansberry,
pretty much even.
Hansberry's got a Date Ant 2036. I guess that's 36 mediums and 20 deeps.
Oh, you got to, yeah, $200. You got it. Yeah, you got your money out of it for sure.
Yep.
What's that? What? Where's,
So- He said he had a used POS one that he bought 7 years ago for $200 that he's been limping along. I wish I could just, I'll tell you what, I wish I could just get to the point where I could pull all my honey in one day and do it all at one time and get everything cleaned up.
that's called a cowing.
But I end up with
Or 3
You guys
hives,
ever-
one or the other.
you
Oh,
guys
what?
ever fight any like fruit flies from not pulling your honey fast enough, not getting your equipment cleaned up fast enough?
Nah,
Never do. I do.
Nope.
I do.
I don't know what a fruit fly looks like.
Like a gnat.
Oh,
Kind of
only
like
thing I got problems is ants.
I gotta get to where I can harvest it all and get it all clean because I can't let it sit there, right? Because any hidden hive beetles will slime it out if you let it wait too long. So I've got to get it extracted, get it extracted.
You got about 3 days before those hive beetles are starting.
If you're lucky, right? If you're lucky, 3 days. So I try to get it all pulled up.
So you hadn't put an air conditioner in that room yet, Bob?
I've got one. Does it work? Not too well. It keeps it cooler than outside, but it's not insulated, right? So it doesn't hold the air in very well. I just got one of those portable floor ones with the vent, and I run the vent up.
Well, I'll tell you what. We used to install them, and I don't know why. Stupid, I guess. We used to install them at work all the time for like emergencies and in certain areas, like computer rooms and everything. And I bought one for my honey house, and that thing did not. It got hotter in there because it had to suck outside air in to even operate. I told them I wanted to send it back. I bought it from Amazon, and they wanted me to pay to ship it back. And I showed them a video that I was fixing to post on YouTube, and they said, "Just throw it away. We'll give you your money back." Anyway, I just bought a little window unit and put it in there, and it works great.
I put it like in my honey house. It was a screen porch, and when this house was built, the back of the fireplace, they decided that on the outside part they would make like a barbecue pit in the back half of the fireplace, right? So it vents up, the hot air vents up. So I run the exhaust that blows all the hot air up the flume there. So I mean, it does keep it cooler, but it's not cool by any stretch of the imagination. Which is, except for the winter time, then it's cool.
Yeah. But if you want to get where you don't have to worry about those hive beetles and all, you got to get that room where you can keep that humidity down. It don't really matter where the temperature is, as long as you keep that humidity around 45-ish or lower. The eggs aren't viable. They can't, even any eggs that you brought in, they won't hatch.
I need to figure out without having to cut a bunch of 2x4s, because when it was like, instead of 18 inches on center, I think it's like 36 on center. They're wider beams on there. I need to insulate it. So, or it might be 24, whatever. It's more than the regular standard thing. So I thought about getting just some of that spray foam insulation and getting the kit, but I don't know if that would even, I mean, anything's better than what it is now, but if that would be enough to seal it up and keep all the heat out, or most of it, where I could, then when I put AC in there, it would hold the air in, right? There's a lot of issues with that, with my honey house. One being there's no drainage, right? So if I rinse the floor down and everything, I have shop vac all the water off the floor and clean it up before I start doing everything. So it's usually a pretty big thing there. And because because it was a screen porch, they bricked up to where a normal door is, right? So it's not like I can just cut it out and frame in a bigger door if I wanted to. So everything comes through standard size doors, and it's just it's an issue. So maybe one day when I hit the Powerball or get Joey money, when I get money like Joey, then I'm just going to build a new building.
Now it keeps going backwards.
And do it that way, but yeah, it's, you know, for what I do, I guess if I could just pull it all at one time and extract it, it'd be different probably, but right now I don't have that capability. Hell, it's everything I can do to pull 2 colonies at a time within 100 degrees outside without me having to about pass out to do my honey. So
Yeah, that heat to get you.
yeah, quick too down here for sure.
I know when I was back in my 20s and early 30s, I used to be able to handle that heat.
I can't do it now.
Can't do it. 10 minutes, I'm you're about shot.
That's what happened the other day. I pulled about 4 or 5 boxes of honey off of a colony and reconfigured it kind of for the winter, you know, took the empty outside frames on the brood box, put some honey down there on the sides, and put the top back on, or box back on top there with some comb, and I was gone for that day. And then I was like, well, I'll pull it tomorrow. I'm always, you know, I'm going to pull it tomorrow, Saturday, pull it tomorrow, or sell honey tomorrow. Then it decides it's going to thunderstorm. So
I think a lot of us, I know some of it's age and wore out, but I think that bee suit has a lot to do with it too, because I can get out there and bush hog or mow for hours.
oh yeah.
It'll beat me up. I feel like I'm beat up, but the heat don't bother me as much. When I put that bee suit on.
Well, even the ventilated ones, and it's not any certain brand. I've wore several different brands, man, and it's still just hot, right? I mean, it's just like you got a big hoodie on or a winter coat on, sweating in there. But
I mean, you can be ventilated, but it doesn't really help.
if the wind's not blowing, it's still just hot, right?
Right.
Yep, you're right.
That's the thing. Maybe I'll just borrow James's wife's unicorn suit with the blow up fan in it. That'd probably be just as cool if we were out there.
There you go. Just put the fan, put a belt around it on the fan, and just have the fan blowing in the bottom of the suit so it can get air all the time.
That's it.
Yeah, it'd be like a space suit, air conditioning suit.
Joey, they're saying that spotted lantern flies down here in South Carolina now somewhere, so won't be long. You'll be having that too.
Yeah, yay. I heard you say that earlier.
Wish we get some tallow up here. That would help me out a bit. But I don't have any tallow here.
Oh, you don't? I thought you had tallow.
I don't have any tallow. Yeah, see, it's still brutal. I almost think those thin cotton ones down here, you know, the real thin ones like Brushy Mountain used to make, they might be all right to wear down here, but then still, they're so thin that you got to worry about getting stung through it then.
Well,
If you're worried about getting stung through it, don't wear one at all.
That's true. Might as well just take the sting.
Yeah.
Looks like Philip made it out of the rainstorm for the moment.
I'm pointing it at the sky because there was some unbelievable lightning I wanted you guys to see. It's kind of like when I pointed out the front, it happened on the side. So it's like the whole sky cracked up, like broken glass or something.
Were you close to where all that flooding was, Phil?
No, that was a good bit south and west of me. It's probably 4 or 5 hours away.
I thought I recognized maybe some of the towns that you talked about where that place was located at.
Yeah, down around Austin in the hill country, but kind of a little bit out west that way.
Well, they say it's
Southwest.
what they got rolling hills down there or something.
They've got, that's what they call the Texas hill country. But it was more than 100-year event because some of those cabins that got washed away had been there since like 1920s.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, yeah, they've been there for a long time, but it always takes that one time.
Yeah. It was
And
crazy. There was people that lived in my area that died, little girls, because there was a camp for people from all over the state, probably all over maybe some.
Hi, Sandy. Yeah, well, I don't know. They try to blame on a lot of different things. I mean, my son actually goes out that way on him and his wife on vacation. They go out there looking for cattle and stuff. And he said the ground out there is just like cement, because it doesn't get the rain.
Yeah, it's real sandy in that area. The
And,
thing that
the water just doesn't absorb in there.
when they showed those RV parks that were along the river, and it was just like they pointed out there, you could see the kind of pads. She said, "Yeah, there was an RV on every pad. There was just like 60 or 70 of them. And they showed the frames of the RVs like 20, 30 foot up in the wrapped around trees, 20 or 30 foot off the ground.
Right.
It was just crazy event. And it happened, in the middle of the night when people were sleeping too.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of vehicles. They were standing on the vehicle. It's laying on its side and buried in mud, and they just standing like on the door of that vehicle. Uncovered them to see if anybody was in them. Covered in mud.
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know what you do about it, but anyway.
All right. Well, I'm about to turn off the main road. My internet will start going out, so I'm gonna get off of here. Finish my drive. I got about 40 more minutes, and I'll be there.
All right. We'll catch you.
I just jumped on here to help solve Mark. Hopefully it's solved. We'll see. We'll talk to you guys later on.
See you later.
Good seeing you.
All right. Bye. Get out of here.
Yeah, they changed the whole look of StreamYard, it looks like.
Yeah, I got on
weird
tonight and I had these buttons in the bottom. I'm like, well, where's the invite button and all that stuff? I'm like, goodness.
Looks different since I've been on it for sure.
Yeah, they've changed all around.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law is up in Oregon. That's what they're looking at right now.
That looks nice.
Well,
It's pretty.
Better watch out, Joey. You load up the RV and be gone.
Yep. It wouldn't take much to talk me into it, I don't think.
Especially
And
when
it's
you're
probably cooler.
Dang with bees. Gotta go.
The bees will still be here when you get back.
Yeah.
If you're lucky. I was surprised I had that swarm the other day. I don't know that I'm pretty sure it came from one of my colonies. I don't know which one, but they hung around. That's good news so far. More so extracting this Matt's extracting this weekend.
Yeah. So, Bob, how's the new job? Is it still okay?
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's a job, man. It's got its headaches and everything else. For me, I'm not you can even tell when I'm sitting here, I don't like to sit still for too long, right? But I've got to once you get in there and get on the phones, you ain't moving until it's time for break. You're sitting right there on the phone the whole time. So, and you don't have it's not like I can turn my phone off if I got to go to the bathroom, right? It's like you just are there. So, and it'll beep. One person I hang up, it'll beep, and the next person's on the phone. So you're just constantly going. But I worked on the 4th of July, and it was probably the worst day I had being there ever. The calls were so bad because nobody's trying to add service on the 4th of July. If you're calling on a holiday, it's because there's something wrong, right? And that's outside of my domain of what I can fix. So you end up transferring. I probably took 25 calls on the 4th of July in 8 hours. And that's a lot for us. They're like, yeah, you took a lot of calls. Well, what can you do? You know, somebody calls in and you look up their address and they can't get service. I can't just keep them on the phone for 20 minutes asking them about their 4th of July and their plans and, you know, are they cooking out and how's the weather and all that stuff for too long.
And they're probably already mad.
Yeah, they're mad or whatever. So just do what you can. I mean, I had a good first month, and this month started off kind of me, and then I got sick. So, and I was going to work. I started having a sore throat, and I kept going to work, and I was like, well, maybe it's just because I'm talking so much on the phone. And then on Monday, I went in there, and I had a fever, little fever, not a big one. And my boss was like, hey, I know you want to work, but ain't none of us trying to get sick, so you go home. And I was like, okay. So I went home, and then I've been home ever since. Went to the VA yesterday. They gave me some medicine. Just haven't felt better. So I'll go back in on Sunday. Start it all over again. Hopefully it's gone by then with this. I mean, the VA is it's a great resource if you need it. I have insurance. I didn't necessarily need to go to the VA. I could have went somewhere else, but I was like, I'm going to go to the VA. And they basically gave me Sudafed, which I could have got at Walgreens. Yeah. And then I had to go to Walgreens and buy some Zyrtec on top of that. So it's like they didn't give me anything that I wasn't already taking. So really it was for nothing. But, you know, I think if I go to the VA and I'm telling you I'm taking this and it's not working, then maybe they would look a little deeper. The doctor literally came in, looked at my ears, looked at my nose, looked at my mouth, gave me a work excuse and Sudafed. So I was like, okay, well, at least that's that. And, but yeah, other than that, I mean, to be honest with you, doing good at work. However, I haven't seen not a penny of commission yet, which is the vast part of that gets the salesperson to go is the commission, not the hourly, right? Because I'm going to make most money with my commissions, but it takes 2 months. It rolls for 2 months. So, like stuff I made last month, I'll get paid next month, that type of thing. So it's always a waiting game. So I could have had a great month last month, but I could be broke until next month. That's kind of how it works. And now there's a chance I've got somebody contacting me potentially to offer me a job because they keep asking me about all my how much I'm making on my commissions and everything and want me to do things. So we'll see. I should find out more about that this week coming up, and might be a change coming. We'll see how it goes.
What kind of
Oh, it's in the beekeeping business.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I think this company just needs a little extra direction. So we'll see. I've got some ideas for them, and I keep giving them the ideas, and they keep fighting me on them. And now I think they finally figured out I kind of have some ideas. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not. I've been around long enough to know until it's something, it's nothing, right? I mean, how many times has somebody said, "Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," and then they don't? So we'll see what happens. But you know, I've definitely got my opinions about the beekeeping industry, not necessarily beekeeping in general, but the industry nowadays. It's about who you know more than.
It's always been that way.
Well, for me, it's definitely become that way, right? I
It
mean,
ain't what you know, it's who you know.
yep, exactly.
My father would always say that, and it's me again, Joey.
Hey,
And
Joey again.
I had a cousin of mine who got into a big fancy school, and all it was because of his grades, and it was this and it was that, and his mother's kind of on the hoity-toity side, you know, and and my father said, "Well, who else has he been hanging out with?" And he said, old Mr. Kelly, who happened to own about a half a fleet of merchant marine ships, you know, because he was going to go into the merchant marines up in Maine Maritime.
Right.
He says, right. He said he wrote a letter of recommendation. He said that's why he got in. He said, "You don't think all them old sailors don't know each other from all over them places like that, and all that stuff." And he got in, and he's a ship's captain now and everything else. So, but
Joey, Icy Mountain says he wants to send you something. He wants to know how to get in touch with you.
Any of y'all got contacts with them?
I don't.
Anybody in the chat?
I know I got Sandy's phone number.
Just send them mine.
All right.
You got mine too, don't you?
I think I do, Jerry.
Yeah, just send it to them. If you don't have it in your phone, you got it on a bottle somewhere.
A honey bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of honey bottles, I'm gonna have to buy some. Even creamed honey jars. I'm gonna have to buy some of them. I've been thinking about doing the smaller little plastic like butter dishes, you know, the smaller ones.
Kind of bevel up.
Yeah. Just the small like little butter tray or one you'd get hummus or something in, the little small ones. I don't know if that would be better. It would definitely make it easier to stack them in the refrigerator and not quite as heavy. So that's an idea. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm tired of changing my look every year. So right now I'm pretty good with the set that I've got. I still have a few of the 3-pound bottles that I got from up there at Gamber, and plenty of the 1-pound squeeze bottles. I just opened a case of those.
Joey Rawls' phone number.
Watch, he's going to repeat it back and dox him over the whole.
Yep.
That's all over the internet anyway.
Yeah, whoever buys his honey's got his phone number.
Yeah.
I had a guy show up here at 7:35 in the morning saying, "I knocked on the door, nobody answered." Yes,
Of course not.
It's called sleep, bro. Or I love it when they say, I'm coming by between 3 and 4 today. So I let my wife know, hey, someone's coming for honey between 3 and 4 today. Keep ear out. Make sure you're watching. Okay. Well, nothing happens. So I messaged the guy, hey, did you show up? Because we didn't see you. No, I wasn't able to make it today. And then the next day they show up at 7:35 in the morning. Right? It's like, it's not 7-Eleven, bro. We're not open 24 hours a day for you to come get your honey. If you tell me you're going to be here between 3 and 4, I'll be here. I'll make sure I'm here. You have to do your part and make sure you're here, right, to get it. So it's funny. I thought about, hey, did you hear any more about old Larabi's honey vending machine? He kind of posted about that for like 2 videos and then stopped.
I think it kind of went by the wayside.
Did it? I'd be afraid to put one in the front yard. Someone would either steal it or break into it.
Charlie, I sent you a private message.
Let me see. What's a
Well,
private?
it's not private. If you told everybody, I can go look at it too.
Well, it's private for us. You don't have to do it right now. You can just do it later.
I don't know how to do that.
The private chat button over on the right side of your screen.
I just sent saying she's got it.
I've been posting Tom's number on bathroom stall walls from Arkansas to North Carolina this year. What about Larabi's pre-drawn wax comb frames? I don't know. When those things first came out, you talking about the better comb or is it a different one? Because
The better comb that was it Better Bee had, the synthetic comb.
yeah, I had a guy that he used to have Backyard Bees NC, used to have a YouTube channel. He kind of gave up the YouTube, but he used that when he first was getting started. He said, but the heat in the summertime would make that stuff sag in the frame, in the hive. So he stopped using it. Yep. And it was expensive. Now, maybe up north, it might be a different thing, but down here, getting really hot. And I don't know, maybe if they were to use it as brood comb and put a bunch of cocoons, you know, the little casings on the inside, maybe that would make it stiffer. But Rob was making his own. I don't know. I didn't see that, what he was doing.
I don't know. He came out with that there queen, I don't know, flossing thing, you know, so you can hold your queen. I got one. Yeah, I got one. I never used it.
But that's not like a new thing. They've been using that in Europe for a long time, I think. Could be. I mean, they've been using stuff like that. I think I saw that on a reel like a couple years ago overseas. Somebody just had a U with a rubber band on it. And they would just hold the queen down and put a mark on it and lift it back up.
I would think you would have to be very. It's kind of. I guess it's sort of a kind of a gentle, just enough to hold her.
Yeah.
Well, you figure the rubber band's going to stretch anyway, right? So you'd have to really mash to kill her with the rubber band, I would imagine.
How thick
I don't know
how thick that rubber band is, or how stiff
it's like a rubber band you would see somebody that has on their braces.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
those are pretty hard.
But it's
You got chips or popcorn tonight?
I got some potato chips.
let's
I eat that. Utz chips are great, and they're usually one of the lesser expensive ones in the store. They're pretty good. People sent in their wax, and he would make drawn comb with. Was he? That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
but how is it
guillotine.
drawn?
Yeah, I stopped using the guillotine. The one-handed queen catcher. That's what I call it, the queen guillotine.
Yeah.
So I chopped the head off a queen. I was like, done with this thing. Threw it right out. Now, when I do mark them, I just end up. You can, these work good as rubber bands too. If you just hold her down to the comb, they'll work if you do it gently as well. Fingers.
Yep.
If you don't feel like.
Actually, and Brad would be proud of me. I actually took my gloves off and I had this queen on a frame. I actually went down and picked her up and dotted her.
I was doing that too, Charlie. But when I play Russian roulette in my hives, and I don't know how pissy they're going to be depending on which hive I'm getting into, that's an issue. If I don't have a glove on, I'm going to get stung 100 times. But yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. I'd rather just pick them up.
As far as my virgin queens, I just have them crawl out of those easy peasy cages and on my hand, and I've kind of gotten the knack of how to hold them and take
those
them.
things look pretty cool. They work really well, Charlie. Those easy peasy cages.
They work great.
Yep, they do. They work great.
Hey, Jeremy. They work great. They marry up to the JZBZ equipment. Great. The size of the cage is, one thing with a hair roller cage, to me, it was so tall that they would get up here and then they would fall. Now, I'm not saying it's going to hurt them, but I never particularly cared for that.
Right.
And then these are a little bit shorter, and then that cup clicks into the shoulders. The shoulders around each. There's like a little bump on each shoulder. Click it right in. They won't fall out or anything like that.
The only thing that I see that he could do differently with those easy peasy cages is make a space where she got room to hide.
Yeah,
instead of it, where she can hide.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have the screen as tall. Maybe she could go down at the bottom.
Yep.
Hey, Darren.
Ian says he's at his lake property there.
Where at?
He says lots of fish, lots of boating, lots of sun, not so much sleep. It's up a little bit.
I didn't see Ian come in. Oh, there he is. Hey, Ian. Well, have a good time.
Got to enjoy it because he works. That man works. I'll tell you that much.
So let's see.
Hey, Ian, while you're out there, do one of two things on the way in. Either buy some new duct tape or some new shoes for your new duct tape for your shoes. He's like me, man. Get those favorite pair of shoes and they're about gone, but you're holding on to every little bit to keep them going.
So what's Jeremy Lindsay doing? Yeah. So what do you figure you got in honey, Bill? Have you figured that out yet?
No. I'll know here in about a week. I have no clue right now.
Yeah. Well, we got first cutting hay done finally.
Yeah, I got it all stacked. I got somebody coming to get some Sunday. So
my son, he was bundleizing straw today for the other guy that bought most of that hay.
That's a good thing for him to do.
Yeah, he's making some payment money.
There you go.
Hey, Brad, I see you were out at the Grand Canyon. Cajun Homestead, everybody.
He's been in there for a little while.
I've been out there one time. It's a pretty big hole in the ground.
Yeah, it's definitely a big hole in the ground. So, Brad, did you go to the bottom?
I took a helicopter to the bottom.
Hopefully not real quick.
No, it's slow and easy.
Yeah. You don't want them doing that like the poor folks up there in New York.
Yeah.
Did they ever figure out what the deal was there?
I don't think so.
I haven't heard anything. I do know that I watched enough videos that the motor and prop broke away. It cut the tail off of it, and basically you had the cabin area, and that was it by itself.
Man.
Crazy stuff. Like it just kind of disassembled itself almost.
Ryan C says he's at Yellowstone now.
Mike's going to be at the South Carolina conference next week.
I'll be there on Saturday. I will be there Saturday.
DC, I was talking about the helicopter up there in New York where it blew up here a couple months ago. I guess it's been at least a couple months. Hey,
Yeah,
Kathy,
that was the tours.
yeah, it was a tourist thing. Well, Uncle, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You know, I just got notice that my yearly bills for this show is going to go up. It's just
Oh,
Just-
they are?
absolutely ridiculous. I knew about it a year ago because I had just renewed Under the Wire automatically.
StreamYard payment.
Huh?
StreamYard going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's going way up.
It's doubled the price.
Yep.
Well, mine will be due again in January. If it's up too high, I won't be renewing it.
It's $432.
What?
Yeah.
For a
Every
year?
For
Yep.
a year. It used to be $200, and I thought that was bad enough. It's going to take all the money I make in royalties to pay for the damn show.
That's what they want.
They want you
Exactly
to do
what
work
they
and then
want.
get the money. That's crazy.
Or long the free one won't even be free anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't even afford to be cheap at that point.
Nope. Nobody can afford to be cheap at that point.
DC, the only option is to go to the free one, which what is it? It's limited to 6 people on the screen,
Yep.
and I'm not sure. There's no super chats, I don't believe.
What? Yeah, Super Chat comes through YouTube anyway. It doesn't come through StreamYard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have 10 in the back or 10 in the background, I think, but only 6 on at one time.
Yep.
But for the most part, even tonight, Charlie, the most you've had on here is 6 at one time.
Yeah.
Now, I think there are some.
There's
Okay,
been a
but
few times
He's
we
got
had-
86 watching, and Lord knows how many in the dark that are watching. So that's what counts the numbers right there.
Yeah, and I got 8 thumbs ups.
You might have to refresh that. I know I'm one of them. But the
34.
yeah, it's crazy the amount of money they charge.
Yep.
But really, Is it something that you could do with? I haven't looked into it. That's why I'm asking. You could just do Zoom, right? You could do a Zoom, and I mean, didn't old Don the Fat Bee Man used to just do Zooms and then live stream them.
Not anymore. Zoom charges you now if you have
Really?
over certain number of people.
Wow.
You have 100 people. It's I mean, I have a Zoom for my club. It's $200 a year or something like that.
Yep.
But the thing of it is, how are you going to?
You can't have a direct chat with anybody.
Well, everybody would have to be on. Everybody would have to. I'd have to have an email list, and then I'd have to shoot emails to the
Yep.
for the link for that night.
Now there's other services out here that aren't as expensive as StreamYard too, because I've looked at those, and DC just brought it up too. But I know there's other people out there, other sites out there that do.
We looked at this stuff about a year ago. Brad.
Restream. He was using Restream, I think.
Yeah, it just wasn't as good as StreamYard as far as I was concerned.
Well, but is it $432 worse than StreamYard?
I don't know.
Not to me. Plus, with Restream, you could stream it to all social media at one time. You could do Facebook, this one. You could do your, you could stream it to TikTok or wherever. Maybe not TikTok, but Twitter, all different social medias.
Well, you know, when you're famous like me, I don't know what to do. You know,
Oh my God, Charlie! Christ!
I'm glad I left my boots on when I came in.
you know, when you're a legend.
Wow, it's really deep.
I remember when Charlie did his first stream, when his head would fit in the doorway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why,
Matter of
sure.
fact, at Nobby this year, he's going to have a table set up where he's charging $25 an autograph with a selfie. Kind of like Comic-Con. You just sit there and sign autographs all day, Charlie. Certain times.
Yep. I can get autographs, do autographs. And
but yeah, if you guys are in my hometown next weekend, we are the South Carolina Beekeepers Conference is over there.
no, DC, I don't have a beekeeper.
Where is your hometown, Bob?
Columbia. I'm right in Columbia. Well, I live in Hopkins, which is like literally the first suburb from Columbia, right? So we just say Columbia.
I'll be down
Right
that
in
way
the
in
center of the
November.
state. You coming down here in November?
Yeah, Merle's Inlet.
Oh, okay. So you're going over by Myrtle Beach, that area.
Yep.
My wife's family was from Myrtle's Inlet.
My wife's brother lives in Merle's Inlet.
It's nice over there.
Yep.
Yeah, I could start
I think
dancing.
you got to go down that way. I just haven't had time. Keith was going to give me some swarms that he caught down there. And I went to go one day and he says, "Oh, forgot we had plans with the family." His wife reminded him. And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll do it on Tuesday when I'm off." "Okay, that'd be great. Just be here at 4 because that's when I get off work." "Great, no problem." Then something happened with his dog. And then I haven't been back in touch with him since. So he's got like 5 swarms he told me I could come get because he doesn't have any use for them and they need fed up for the winter. And I was like, okay, Just haven't been able to get with them. It's amazing how just 2 hours each way can throw things off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, I need to go get those. He said, yeah, just bring me frames to replace the frames in the boxes. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a swap. Bring some Pro Nukes. We'll switch them over. I'll give you your frames back and be done. I've also been trying to do a little cleanup. Old comb frames have been sitting out and kind of going out there and scraping the old. Here's a question for you guys. So I haven't ever really done it this way, but Joey probably really knows, maybe Bill, when you set out a frame and the heat gets to it and it kind of starts, how it shrivels up and pulls off the foundation sometimes. Have you ever just scraped that off and put it right back in the hive, and have they worked with it? Is there enough residual wax on the foundation, or will they just pick that to death and leave it blank, clean?
I usually replace it.
Yeah, I replace them when that happens.
I only did it in emergency the other day. I scraped it all off clean on both sides, and it felt a little waxy on it still. And then I just dropped it in the box to fill the hole so they didn't build some crazy comb.
Yeah.
So, which means nothing. They'll still build crazy comb if they want to, right? So, 21st. Who is 21st B?
That's Michael.
Michael.
That's 21st B is the name of his company.
He sells those
Plastic
frames, those printed frames.
Printed frames.
They're plastic
Yeah.
frames.
They're 3D printed. They work really well.
Bring me some samples, bro.
They
I'll
don't
be
have
there.
all them high beetle holes in them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're kind of like the Ceracell ones that have hex around the outside too. Oh, I see them. Okay. Infinity frames.
Injected molding.
Injected molding.
Where's he located out of? Arkansas.
Yeah.
All right. That'd be something. I would like to try some of them. Is this shop our frames? Foundationless comb honey frames. I'm looking at his website here. Deep frames. Are they pre-waxed or you have to wax them?
Pre-wax.
Cell size. Now you're getting the stuff I don't know. How much is a 10-pack? We'll say small size because that seems to be what everybody was saying.
Hey,
No.
Rick.
$7.25 a frame if you buy a 10-pack. They look nice though.
They are. They're really nice.
Obviously, he doesn't wholesale them then. Or maybe he does. He just don't put it on his website. Does have dealers? Are you one of his dealers, Bill?
Not yet.
Winding Creek Supply in Conroe, Passy, Florida Farms in Tampa, and Central Beekeeper Supply. Check them out.
Yeah, he sent me some, and he sent Charlie some too, and they work really well.
Yeah, I would like to try them for sure.
Yeah, I've got them in brood boxes. They work really well.
I got nothing bad to say about them. So I'm not going to rip you 21st. I like innovation. I just haven't seen them. But I'll see him next weekend at the conference.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I do. The strength are probably, one thing I do notice about the other, I'll call them plastic frames, is that they do have some flex in them, right? I haven't found a brand that doesn't flex.
Well, these don't flex. Let me tell you,
No, they do not flex.
they do not flex.
When I started off, I started with those plastic ones. And the more I learned about beekeeping and being careful around the queen, when those frames get those old plastic frames,
They get
get
warped.
locked down, welded down good, and you try to break them, you can bend those frames together and mash them together trying to break them. If that queen's walking around in there, and I'm not talking about his, I'm talking about the old style.
The acorn.
They will mash together just like that when you're trying to break them apart. Easy to mash a queen.
Had a couple of them that this year my wooden frames had so much weight in them when I went to pry them up that just pried the nails right out of the top of them, even with the glue and everything, just pulled them right apart. But not many. This occasional one. But yeah, I would definitely like to try that. I actually got some of those Apame frames. I didn't buy them. Last time when I was at the North Carolina show, the guy from Apame gave me a few of those frames. But then I didn't get any wax foundation to put in them for cut comb, right? So it's like, use them next year, I guess.
AJ's racing.
Oh yeah, I definitely know, man. Same way with my swarm lure. I've got some dealers, and I've got some pretty big dealers that buy a lot, and I've got some that don't buy that much, and I'm okay either way with it. So had like Lappy's buys a good bit every year, and so does Texas Bee Supply buys a good bit of swarm lure every year.
You had any through Amazon lately?
Sales?
Yeah.
Not many. I did have a couple that kind of surprised me because it was late in the year, right?
I had one earlier last week or either earlier this week. Asked me something about where to get it, and I told them the link was in my description of my video. So,
hey, if you can get a couple bucks, I don't know how much it is anymore. It seems like I haven't gotten a payout from Amazon like that in forever. But yeah, it's been not been a great swarm lure year, but I haven't been pushing it. I haven't been live. I haven't been going to a lot of shows, It works. I mean, hell, even the Pro Nuke that I set up there the other day, I sprayed the side of it, and they came and stuck right to the side of the box. I couldn't even hardly get them to move into the box off of tree branch, so it does work. But what I find is people that buy it late in the year, that it usually, I hate to say hurts me, but they'll leave reviews on Amazon like, I sprayed it 3 weeks ago and no bees yet. Well, hell, it's not swarm season. It's July. So yeah, it kind of got to watch that. It took me all year because people that have bought it Some of them do reviews and some of them don't, you know. I had one lady said she bought an order, and I think she bought it on a long weekend. And so she didn't get it like immediately, because I'm good about shipping out my stuff. Like if I get an order now, I ship it out tomorrow type of thing. If the mail's running, it goes the next day. But on a weekend, and so she canceled her order saying it didn't come in, and she rebought it again. So then the package that she canceled that she didn't receive and the new package showed up on the same day because of the way the mail ran. And she messaged me back, what should I do with it? I said, just keep it. I appreciate your honesty that you at least told me about it. Just keep it because, you know, and use it. It's because a lot of times people say they'll get it or it's damaged or something like that. It's like, how's it damaged? It's in a bubble wrapper and it's sealed up, you know. There's really not a way to damage it. And I just told her to keep it, kind of like they did with your AC. Just keep it, you know. But now if I feel like I'm being scammed by somebody, absolutely send it back. I'll give you credit when I get it back. You'll get your money back because people will scam the crap out of you on Amazon.
Yeah, I know they will.
I had one. I used to sell motorcycle stuff years ago on eBay, and if you remember years ago, way back in the day, before cruise controls on motorcycles, they used to have what they called a throttle lock, and all those were for like smaller handlebars, like 3/4 handlebars, and I learned how to hone them out and make them fit the 1-inch handlebars on the newer bikes. And I was selling them. I was buying them and honing them out and reselling them, adding a few bucks to it. And it had on there in my description that will not fit these brands, you know, and I said what it was and what it would fit.
Right.
And the guy bought one anyway. And then when he got it, he said, he gave me a bad review and said it wouldn't fit his motorcycle. And I asked him what brand it was, and he told me. I said, it says right there, it will not fit your bike.
Right.
He had even emailed me and asked me. So I challenged him on eBay, and they gave me my money back. They made him pay for it and keep it. Well, yeah, that's been
well, even eBay's gotten better because in the past you used to buy something, you didn't know if it was real or not. But like I do sell a few sports cards on eBay, and if you have an expensive sports card you're selling, you don't even send the sports card straight to the person. You send it to a verifier, and they verify the card is what you say it is, and then they send it to the customer once it's been validated. So works pretty well. I haven't been burnt on eBay lately, but I got lucky and pulled a Cooper Flag black wave refractor card there, parallel. It's worth like 80 something bucks, so that's good. A little bit of extra there. You guys still been using Apivar or no?
Not me.
No.
I just saw Grayson said he used Apivar. I haven't bought Apivar in 2 years, almost 3 years. Matter of fact, the last Apivar I bought, Charlie, was at Hive Life when I was there. Met you. Last Apivar I bought.
I used it last year, which I kind of knew wasn't no good. And I had the bee inspector come by and run my bees through the National Honeybee Survey. And she said, "Are you going to back this stuff up?" I said, "Yeah, why? You got mites all through the darn drone brood." And then when I got my report back, it was like over the top as far as mites. And I had backed it up with Formic Pro and OA in the wintertime.
Yeah, I understand.
So
But she's here. I don't have a car yet, but she's-
anyway, I'm gonna try to do. We were discussing this. I guess it was Bill's channel Monday night. Use AprilGuard this year. I'm kind of getting the confidence as far as the weather is kind of playing a well. Right now, it's a little bit on the hot side. I haven't looked at the things, but should be in the 80s sometime here in the next week or two. I want to try to get through my hives to this weekend and just kind of give a good overall general inspection and see what's going on with them. I know I got a couple queen issues I got to deal with. So try to get that all fixed. And then I think I'm going to use AprilGuard, like I say, this year for the first time. So, well, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I got to work tomorrow. And
Work.
yeah.
What's that?
So I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down and we'll see y'all next week on Monday night on Bill's channel, Bees All Day at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So,
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.